Hello and welcome to Young Turks, the show that puts the spotlight on two young achievers every single week and takes you through their journey to success. I'm Shereen Bhan and I'm on board a Cessna jet and I'll be getting you all the action from Delhi. But for the moment, Anita in Mumbai.
Hi Shereen. They may not be dancing, but they're definitely humming to his tunes. Meet Shantanu Moitra, but that's later on the show. For now, it's back to Shereen.
Well, my guest today is a 31-year-old high-flying entrepreneur. He's betting big on the Indian aviation sector as well as the booming Indian economy. He wants to take corporate India to new highs. Let's meet Manav Singh on Young Turks today.
I would like to welcome you all to the launch of Corporate India's exclusive airline, Club One Air.
He's always wanted to fly high, and having a fighter pilot for a father certainly helps matters. So after finishing his graduation from the US, Manav came back and decided to give the aviation industry a shot. First came Aerostar Aviation, a company that supplies overhauled aircraft equipment and maintenance services. And about a year ago, he decided to give wings to the concept of fractional ownership. And that's how Club One Air was born. With a fleet of 5 Cessna jets and an investment of about 200 crore rupees, Club One Air has taken off with 6 corporate houses on their client list.
We started this sometime in March of 2004, but I think the timing is absolutely right with the Indian entrepreneur coming of age. This is the right time.
And let me just explain to all of our viewers here, if you can catch the audio right in the back, that's only because we are on board Club One Air's Cessna jet and you can hear all the pilots talking to the air traffic controller at this point in time. So you will continue to hear that through the show. All right, moving on, Manav, you've launched about a week ago now, pretty much.
2 days ago.
2 days ago, actually, yeah. So what are the kind of offers that are already coming your way?
We've got a great response. Our phones haven't stopped ringing. People have called us from abroad, Indians who are still traveling and saying they're looking forward to meeting up with us when they come back.
The one that we're sitting in costs about 40 crore rupees, so where's the funding really coming in from?
Well, a lot of funds we've already put in. It's a good mix of debt and equity. So we've got 6 people on board already. We expect to have at least between 40 to 50 people on board by the end of this year, and that's very, very modest.
Okay, just for people who don't really understand how this entire thing works, take us through what fractional air really means. I mean, basically, somebody can pay you a certain amount of annual fee or a monthly charge and actually be a part-time owner of an aircraft like the one we're sitting in.
And this is meant for people who have a requirement of flying 100 hours, 200 hours, 400 hours a year. They might even have the money to buy an entire aircraft, but they cannot justify it. To fly 100 hours, why should they spend 40 crores on this aircraft when this aircraft can fly 800 hours a year? So they're only flying, maybe 15-20% of the capacity of this 40 crore asset. It's a complete mismatch of capital. So we give them an opportunity and say, listen, match your flying with your capital. We have a big fleet. We'll have 10 by the end of this year, 30 by the end of next year. So if you don't have this aircraft available, we'll give you another aircraft. If that's gone, we'll give you a third aircraft. You could never even dream of doing this even if you had your own complete aircraft.
Club One Air can fly not just on domestic routes but also to international destinations like Saudi Arabia, Bangkok, Kuala Lumpur and Singapore. Selling the theme of Own Your Aircraft, Singh is planning to invest another 100 crores into the venture in the next 12 months. On the agenda, another 5 aircraft by the end of the year. While initial costs are high, Manav is looking at breaking even in the next 3 years.
This is going to be a hub and spoke concept. I want all the metros to be the hubs. So be it Delhi, Bombay, Bangalore, Calcutta, Hyderabad. They are the hubs, and then we want spokes. So for example, spokes for Delhi would be Ludhiana, would be Kanpur, Chandigarh and that kind of stuff. I plan to park at least 5 jets in each metro and maybe 1 to 2 jets and helicopters in the smaller cities.
All right, another note to all of our viewers. If you see the pictures shaking just a little bit, well, it's only air turbulence, so don't worry about it. All right, coming back and talking about where things are actually going to be headed, because are we going to see any kind of listing at all from you? Because we are seeing a lot of the private guys talking about a possible IPO to raise funds and so on and so forth. Are you going to access the capital markets at all?
We have no plans at the moment, but you never know.
So do you have any kind of break-even targets, or when you actually think you're going to start making money out of this venture?
I think it's going to take us at least 3 years. Yeah, because we have the way we priced ourselves right now, it's not the best or the healthiest pricing for any company. But the idea is to really get the concept going.
Do you think you're going to set a trend? Do you think that we are going to see in India a lot of people getting into this kind of a model?
People have bought their Bentleys, and now what? You know, there's no other better car unless they want to get into Formula 1. But I think this is the only way to go. But we are positioning this as a business tool. I can take you right now, take you to Bombay. You can do a meeting. I can take you to Pune. I can take you to Baroda and back by night. So can you ever dream of doing that in a scheduled airline?
With a passion to live life on the edge, Manav has always had a need for speed. A perfectionist, every move is meticulously planned, right from recruiting the very best in the industry to the uniforms and cutlery on board. This 32-year-old looks into every detail. He's optimistic that corporate India, with its newfound attitude for the good things in life, will flock to the Club One Air hangars.
The way I really want to position this company, I want this company to be the best club in this country, the highest club, the most, you know, where the elite go, where the high and mighty go. So, end of the day, this is going to be a club. This is going to be a club of the top entrepreneurs of this country.
Interest have a lot of these global, companies who are involved with fractional ownership shown interest of tying up with you, partnering with you for the Indian venture?
They have shown interest.
They're not biting yet.
No,
why is
we
that?
are not. I think we need to get to a reasonable size, to talk Turkey. We need, otherwise there's too much of a mismatch right now. They're far bigger than us. We need to come to a certain size, certain standard, and then I think we can talk on an equal level.
You actually have on the roles employed in terms of pilots, co-pilots, and ground staff, etc.
We have a lot of people. We have actually overstaffed ourselves because we are expecting to grow quite a bit. So it's a regular ongoing process. We've got 15 pilots now, and by the end of this year we should have 40 pilots. We are getting pilots from the US, we're getting pilots from Australia.
You've sort of now become the entrepreneurial king in that sense, starting off businesses within the aviation sector. What kind of challenges have you faced along the way? Because it is difficult, especially 10 years ago to start your own business in India was a completely different ballgame from starting your own business in India now.
Oh, absolutely. But 10 years ago I did not know much. I've learned a lot on the job. I wasn't an aviation.
What's been the biggest lesson?
Sorry?
What's been the biggest lesson?
Well, I've learned lots and lots of lessons on the way. The biggest lesson is, you should only talk when you really need to talk and when you really know the subject well. So I've learned that, and we know our subjects very well, and that's when we really start opening our mouths.
So besides aviation, what else makes you tick?
Well, I'm a golfer. I love playing golf, and unfortunately I get zero time now. But
what are the other indulgences that have taken a back seat on account of this career that you've now embarked on?
Well, I used to play a lot of horse polo. I've stopped that. I like driving fast cars and rallying. I've stopped that. So I love outdoor. I love going to Corbett Park. I love going to the hills and.
You do have a thing for speed, don't you?
Oh yeah, I love speed. Always. I love living life on the edge.
Well, time for us to take a break. That was Manav Singh on Young Turks, the man behind India's first fractional ownership air service. We'll take a short break on Young Turks and come right back with another young achiever. Stay right there.